Hello, I'm Joe Screbbles. I'm the one waving.
Hello, and I'm Alysia. I'm also waving. I like it how we wave.
That's pretty
in
good.
Exactly the same way. It's
Absolutely.
Joe and Jams, double up. Yeah.
And so, after our first episode, which hopefully you've seen, you'll have noticed that we got absolutely battered into the floor by a Great Maccao, which is the game's first boss.
Yes.
We couldn't deal with it with beginner equipment. That is because in multiplayer, in Monster Hunter, it is a tougher proposition. You're meant to be fighting every monster with 4 hunters. There are 2 of us hunting. And so what we've decided is that we are going to beat that, I nearly swore, monster.
What do we call it? I think we call it the bloody giant...
Bloody bouncy a-hole.
Bloody bouncy a-hole. BBA.
We are going to destroy it. To do so, we're going to spend this episode gearing up. We need weapons, we need armor, but first off, more important than any of those things, and slightly more prosaically than any of those things, we need potions and the stuff that will keep us alive and healthy in our fights.
We do, but I also need to work out how to stop waving.
Just walk. Just walk.
Just walk.
It's fine.
Hey!
So Monster Hunter is, well, it's odd for many reasons, and that's why I love it. But one of the main reasons is that it has an enormous focus on loot and not just buying the stuff you want. So, for instance, we're out here trying to find herbs and mushrooms, which sounds boring, but those can be combined to make potions. And if we combine potions with honey, we can make mega potions, which do more stuff for us. The point of this is basically to send you on mini quests you weren't expecting, send you into dangerous areas. Sometimes on these quests, like, dangerous monsters can just show up, and you don't know that that's going to happen. Right, so we've got a few herbs. Now we need mushrooms. Now, as in real life, mushrooms grow in dank places. So I'm going to head to a cave, which I think Area 3 should suffice. Oh, actually, these might be some more herbs. So I'm just going to search around here.
Yeah, I don't seem to... I thought I picked up a map, but I don't seem to have a map on the bottom corner, so following you.
So you didn't pick up a map.
Well, I did pick up a map.
At least it didn't get stolen by a cat thief like it did for me last time.
It was so funny. It literally puts cat burglar in perspective. Maybe that's why they did it.
Maybe.
Every time we play this game and you take me further and further into it, I feel more and more like...
we're the bad guys.
Yeah! You know, just orphaning massive long necks, and I feel like, you know that picture of Steven Spielberg in Jurassic Park, and he's kind of like lying in front of the model of the massive... Is it Stegosaurus?
What, the one lying down and suffering?
Oh my god! Oh my god, look!
Great Maccao has just invaded us.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
What do we do?
Run!
We're not ready! This is what we're building up to!
Get out!
Ah!
Whew!
I'm so scared.
This feigned scare is almost as if we have quit that quest and moved into another. Because that was terrifying.
That was so terrifying. We just ran into a completely different quest.
Yeah.
Like,
the worst thing about that is that he could easily turn up again in this one.
I know. I'm
So-
just constantly on edge.
We've done our gathering.
Okay.
Now we need to do some hunting.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Okay, so we need to build weapons and armor, and I've got a shopping list of things we need. We need Maccao scales, the little Maccaos, not the big ones.
Right, mini Maccaos.
We need their hides as well.
Ooh.
We need their teeth for your new weapon, new dual blades.
Yep.
And we need some bones that we can get from them, but we can also dig up from the floor. Lastly, and the one you're not going to like,
Oh god.
we need Laranoth hides. And Laranoths
Oh no!
are the long-necked creatures next to us.
These big, beautiful beasts
Yes.
that look like they're straight out of Land Before Time.
Yep.
Like Littlefoot on speed.
Yeah, but sorry lads, we need your skin. No. So, let's have it.
This is the best shopping list / worst shopping list ever.
So the point of the quest we're on, actually, so we could have done a harvest tour, which we were doing earlier, but because we need Maccao pieces, it's easiest to do a quest that involves hunting Maccao. So we need to kill 20 of them to finish this off.
Yeah.
So as we're going, we'll get a certain amount of Maccao parts just for finishing this quest, because the rewards are tailored to what you've done in the quest.
Sweet.
But by fighting them, we can carve them as well and build up the amount we've got. So in a quest that requires us to kill 20 things, we're getting potentially, if we're not missing any, 20 more items on top of our rewards. Hello viewer, Joe from the future here. Now, just to point out very quickly that to build Maccao armor, you do have to beat the Great Maccao, our target, maybe 2 or 3 times just to get a few pieces from it. So, while our challenge is to beat the multiplayer Great Maccao, which is, remember, 4 times harder than in single player, we did have to beat the slightly easier single player one a couple of times. We're not breaking our challenge, we're just being transparent, so we did get a few pieces. Back to the show. Bye! It's worth pointing out that you can't share equipment despite playing co-op, so everyone needs to get their own stuff. I think basically the idea is that like some brilliant player who's played for hours can't just give a new player everything they need to speed past the early stuff.
It's very much a game where there are no easy shortcuts, and I think that's what's made it so popular. That you can't cheat, you can't work around. It's pure skill. You know, if you do something good, if you overcome a hurdle in Monster Hunter, it's because you're badass.
And there's something really satisfying as well about, say you're playing with friends and you've mostly played single player and then you join up for a co-op game. If someone walks in armor you recognize of like, you know, a really hard monster, it's amazing. It's like you get envious of other people's clothes because you're like, oh my god, how did you beat that? Like, and
do it.
Everything, what you wear and what you wield is like a map of how you've played the game. Like this sense of, you know, this guy's gone this route through the game because it opens up so much. You know, we're very much on a linear path because we're aiming for the first major hurdle. Whereas later in the game, you know, you can have like, you know, tens of quests on the go. And people will take completely different routes through that just because they happen to like one thing more than the rest. You know, maybe they prioritize, say, like a thunder resistance. Like if they come up against a lightning creature, they're like, okay, my aim now is not to complete the story. It's not to find out what's going on in the villages that you visit and stuff. It's just, I want thunder resistance. And so you end up tracking down everything that could give you the bits for that armor. And it just takes you on these sort of brilliant routes through everything it has to offer in a really organic way.
Thanks. Hey! Whoop, whoop, whoop! Nice.
So we're heading to the smithy.
Yep, this guy here.
This guy forges weapons and armor.
Wah!
And what we're going to do, we're going to build almost a whole Maccao set. It's worth pointing out that we're not going to be able to build the head set, the head part of this armor, because it requires a really rare piece. And we don't have time.
That's no worries.
So first, you're going to build.
Let's do our weapons.
You're going to build some extra dual blades. And what you want are the bone sides.
So I've got. I have loads. Look, I only need 2 monster bones, and I've got 19, and I've got 56. It's like we're the most eager smithies ever.
Build me 19 of these.
Right.
So, new weapons.
Done.
So that's up to your attack by 20 points.
Oh,
and it should make it go dull a little bit less often.
Brilliant.
Like, it's still not perfect for that. You can get much better.
So I won't need to use my whetstone as often.
Yeah, hopefully. Right, and now you'll go back to him for the armor. I'm genuinely excited about this.
Yeah, I know, same. Finally, this is like the secret to unlocking everything.
So you want Maccao mail?
Okay, Maccao mail.
You often get two types of armor because you get ones that are designed for bow users or like ranged users.
Okay.
Which give you better stat stuff but worse armor. So you've got the chest.
Yep.
Done Maccao mail.
Done Maccao mail.
Back you go.
So go back to arms.
Then not Maccao gauntlets, I don't think. Skip to the next page. Maccao braces. That's what you want.
It's like
that's what the shiny beetles were for.
Hey, all of that. It's like we've got badass Maccao dungarees.
Right, back again.
Back again. Waist.
The waist. You want Maccao folds.
What is a fold?
It's like a sort of, I don't know, skirt, armor skirt. Like what Romans had. And on your legs, you want all the way to the end. Maccao greaves.
Greaves. So we can make its babies grieve for it.
Nice. And that, friends, is a whole set of armor and weapons. Let's have a look.
Wait, how do I put it on?
Back you go.
Go back. Oh, is
there's your folds. There are your bony.
Oh, look. That's really cool. That's really cool. And you can totally see the green and like the red that was going on. That's really cool. I so see what you mean about how, so if you were running around and you saw someone with the legendary colours, you can tell what they've killed.
You know this person has killed thousands of macaws.
You know this person.
So you know what's next?
What's next?
We've got to kill the thing.
Done. Done. Done.